Wait, let me see. Okay. I got one witness down. I didn't mean to annoy, or I didn't mean to upset them that much. Ugh. Ezekiel doesn't want me to join. He probably thinks I'm gonna be annoying, that's why. I'll think about it. Meanwhile, maybe my mom will watch with me. I can always make those little voice message things. So yeah. One way or another, I'll try to figure out how to prove this.
Humans can teach their bodies to do amazing things, like memorize the order of 59 packs of playing cards, yes, that actually happened, or run 100 meters in less than 10 seconds.
Yeah, let me come back. Wait, Mom, come watch things? No. Okay. You wanna watch something now? No. Why not? Because you think everything will catch on fire? You're in crap. So it's basically solid. Why are you taking my blanket? Bring it to me. You have a blanket in your room. I would tell you what to do. So it's basically solitary. Yeah. For 10 days. 10 days. Not physical pain. Afterwards, they're going to do. And if I escape and start stabbing everybody. Okay, bye. I forgot that I'm not using controller to move stuff.
Markiplier. Markiplier has his beard shaved.
This ain't old maid. It's the biggest deal of all when you're playing with the killer deck. Killer deck. This has got to be one of your favorites.
One of my all-time favorites, actually. The myth is that an ordinary playing card can be turned into an instrument of death and actually kill somebody with a powerful throw.
Sounds highly plausible to me.
Well, be that as it may, you can actually throw these things with a fair amount of force. I've been doing it since I was like 10 years old.
You're pretty good at that. Adam's better than pretty good. He's a card-throwing ace and is proud to display the fruits of a misspent youth.
The first aspect is just imparting lateral speed to the card. The second is imparting spin to it. And it's the combination of both of those things that I think yields the most distance and stability.
So all it takes is speed, spin, and say 30 years practice. I haven't had all day to sit around practicing like you.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
As far as I'm aware, it's not possible to actually kill someone with a playing card by throwing it at them.
Well, there's a book called Cards as Weapons, which is a study of self-defense with the ordinary playing card, and deals with some stories of people who may have actually killed the playing card.
Now, isn't it true that you wrote this book?
It is true, yes, I did write that book.
So you may be the genesis of this tale.
I would be surprised if I wasn't.
Lethal cards. Is it true? Ricky's not sane. Jamie's always crisp shirt is as good as body armor. Of course, that doesn't mean the myth is dead.
We have some unsubstantiated accounts that world record-holding card throwers like Ricky Jay are throwing a card at almost 90 miles per hour. Our challenge in this myth is to build a machine that can throw a card as fast as possible. Are you willing this time to put your body on the line and take a hit from the machine?
Yeah, sure, I don't mind.
Mm.
Well, I think it's only fair to give Adam a chance once in a while to inflict some damage on me.
So it's shirt off. It's so nice that Jamie's finally doing this instead of me.
Eye protection on.
Look at what a fine specimen of manhood he is for 83. There we go.
Jamie is putting his body where his myth-busting mouth is.
Really?
He's taken 2 for the team, and it seems the killer machine ain't quite so killer.
Does it really? I figured it might. Hey, we drew blood! Look at that! Excellent! We drew blood with a card!
That was the arm.
Look at that! I believe that might be your first significant injury in Mythbusters, Jamie.
Could be. So unless you can bleed to death from a nasty paper cut, it seems a killer hand will remain a figure of speech.
Look, we fired everything we had into a shop at the Central Board Skills. For the life of me, we want to...
Farts.
I didn't really see anything I thought was lethal from that playing card.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with that.
I'm willing to say that this myth is pretty busted.
I agree. It doesn't have enough mass. Harry's pulling off the other part of this impossible mission, getting hold of Grant's thumbprint.
Grant doesn't think we can covertly get a hold of his fingerprint. He gets really suspicious every time Jamie or Adam comes over here. So I'm going to have him copy a stack of CDs, and hopefully that way we can get a hold of his fingerprint. He's going to come to the store in a minute. It's freaking me out.
Harry's turned double agent to try to snare Grant's thumb, and the CD case may be the perfect foil. And bingo, he takes the bait.
Remember how you said we couldn't covertly get your fingerprint?
Easy as pie, but Grant's not amused.
Yes, I told the producer yesterday that it would be almost impossible to covertly get my fingerprint. Apparently I was wrong.
Weren't expecting a double agent, were you?
Yeah, from my own team!
With the master print under wraps, Jamie successfully dusts it off. Look at that. Scans it in, and when he prints it onto acetate, he has one of those Heinemann moments of genius.
As you can see here, the prints that we were getting are all kind of jaggy looking. It's not real clean lines. So I realized that I can go back in this scale with a marker and clean up these jaggies, and then we can shrink it back down, and we'll retry our etch and see if that works.
It's a fine line, but with both Jamie and Grant's prints cleaned up, first impressions are that this might just work.
Dude, I think it's perfect.
With their hopes raised, it's back to the etch. But in case you're thinking of trying this at home, maybe we've edited out one crucial step. So, sorry, but you can't.
Jamie?
Yeah.
These are beautiful.
Good.
I think they're really, really good.
Jamie makes new gel prints, and then it's all ready to test. This time, the computer doesn't reject it straight away. It reads it some more, and then...
Access granted.
Yay! We got it.
Yes?
Yes.
Dude! You just made my day.
With access granted on the computer, it's time to access Grad's Superlock. But that's taking things to a whole new level.
Welcome, Jamie. Hey! Fantastic. That is awesome.
He just tasted success. Using a ballistics gel fingerprint, they beat the computer scanner.
Welcome, Jamie. Hey!
That works.
So next up, it's Grant's fingerprint lock that has his thumb as the master. To rise to the challenge, Adam's getting hot under the collar. He's fetched the etch of Grant's covertly obtained print and has made a latex copy that he's going to plant straight onto his warm, sweaty, pulsing thumb.
Okay, so you guys ready? Yeah, we've been working on this for days, and I think we have a couple things that might work. Cool. Okay, well, I'll be here. All right.
You first.
Okay. I patented him a hard thumb.
But it's a bad start. Adam resets and tries again, but nothing. With this technique dribbling towards busted, Adam tries licking the latex. And he's in. He has set off the next alarm, but the finger's been foiled.
I don't care about the alarm. It works, man. No way. That is latex glued to my thumb.
But they're not stopping there.
Well, that's one down. Shall we try all of our other techniques?
Next up, it's Jamie, who's made a regular ballistics gel print of Grant's thumb. And guess what?
Yay! Hey! Nicely done! That's 2 for 2! No! At this point, the one we bought for the computer is a lot harder to break than this one.
Yeah.
Well, I say we move on to the copy paper now.
With everything they do working, the team goes for broke by trying the photocopy of Grant's print. No warmth and no pulse, just a licked piece of paper.
This is dope! What is this? Oh, there's your problem. Oh, no.
So the myth that fingerprint locks can't be foiled is busted.
Mythbusters polishing a turd. There's a Mythbusters thing where they're polishing a turd. They're polishing a turd. I don't know the turd. It just says Mythbusters polishing a turd. Wanna come watch stuff with me? No, not the polishing turd thing, something else.
Back at the shop, Carrie's going to revamp her rug into a sonic stealth suit. But not everyone's thrilled at the thought.
I'm making my sound-absorbing suit out of this rug, which Lulu here has made into a bed, and she's not so happy about.
With Lulu out of the way, it's a dog's life for Carrie as she carves up her carpet. But after just a few seconds of time-lapse, her stealth suit is ready to strut.
Could you imagine breaking into a building dressed like this?
Not really.
She may look like a big bird, but will it cause the alarm to go, "Open sesame"?
Alarm is active.
Save yourself the embarrassment. Don't try what you're about to see at home.
It's an alarmingly good start, but then... this chicken's a jailbird.
Are you surprised?
It looked like you were gonna make it.
With the suit down for the count, it's time for a new tactic. But this one really seems like a load of old sheet.
Carrie, the system is armed and all cameras are rolling.
No fancy material, just a regular bed sheet held above her head.
Hey, it's working. What the heck?
What?
What?
No way.
There's no way that could possibly work.
Oh, yes, there is.
Holy sheet, it works.
No way!
That was like so goofy looking, I can't believe it worked.
Let me do it again!
Try it again.
Bed sheet entering.
Remarkably, this simple sheet is absorbing the sound waves, and that's left the team gobsmacked.
Drop the sheet.
You can't be serious.
I am serious.
I mean, it's just stupid. You know when you get that list of myths and you're like, come on. This was on the list of, all right, let's just get it over with and fail it so we can move on to something that actually might work.
Holding up the bed sheet fooled the sensor, which is kind of mind-blowing.
But before putting this alarm to bed, there's one final technique to try, and that's slowing everything right down.
She's going in.
For the last dance, Carrie is simply trying to waltz through the room as slowly as possible.
Alright, so she's definitely in the path of the motion sensor.
To stop the alarm going off all the time, it has a threshold level of movement needed to trigger it. By moving snail-pace slow, it may be possible to sneak under this threshold and go undetected.
She's looking good.
Yeah, she is looking good.
Of course, it's hardly compatible with a fast-paced heist, but after 20 minutes of inching, she's through.
You're almost there, Carrie. Just a little more. Alright, you're clear.
She made it.
You're clear! You made it!
They finally silenced the sonar.
Okay, now jump in the hallway and set it off.
I am totally and utterly shocked. I can't believe that I could walk slow enough to get past the motion sensor. I thought it was going to go off the second I walked in the room.
The myth of the laser-guarded room. But already, this myth is looking shaky.
Well, we've done quite a bit of research to find one of these visible laser systems like you see in the movies. But in that process, we may have busted the myth outright. It seems that we couldn't come up with any laser systems for alarms that incorporated this visible red laser.
We've seen the movies. Our martial arts Atticus flips his way through the bright, visible lasers, knowing that one broken beam will set off the alarm. But according to Greg, these glow-in-the-dark lasers simply don't exist outside Hollywood. So our mission controller has had to fashion a working alarm system using laser pointers. But he's added a plan B.
The thing that they have in real life are these. And these incorporate infrared beams. And they are beams, just like the laser, but these are invisible to the human eye, which makes them much more difficult to overcome.
So the room's got the fake lasers, and then the real deal, the invisible beam alarm. But they both work on the same principle.
How this works is there's a transmitter and a receiver, and if you break the beam, you set off the alarm.
And the job of beating Grant's beams falls to Tori and Carrie.
The first technique to get past the laser beams is probably my favorite because it's the most absurd, but I think it's going to work. It's the Catherine Zeta-Jones blow the powder into the laser beams so we can see where they are technique.
Well, it sure worked for Catherine Zeta-Jones. In Entrapment, she blows cosmetic powder onto the lasers, and suddenly they're lit up like Christmas. But is makeup made up?
Powder test? Definitely helps.
Blow by blow, the lasers do start appearing.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's great.
But then Carrie gets carried away.
Alright, let's get out of here before the cops come.
She blew so much powder that the fine particles were enough to break the beam. They reset and try again. And although Carrie squeezes round some lasers, the powder is making this myth turn to dust.
Once I had the powder in the air and I tried to get through the beams, I still had a problem because the minute the powder settled, all of a sudden I'm stuck in a weird position with no lasers to see, and I have to go for the powder again.
So powder is busted. But Tori wants to try something else that was also featured in Entrapment.
I'm just so excited, man. I just want to.
Me too.
As well as the powder, Catherine Zeta-Jones was helped by her sidekick, who could see all the lasers clearly thanks to a night vision camera. But can equipment like this really make lasers glow in the dark? Well, Tori's got some military-style night vision goggles that should be perfect to put this myth to the test.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. You good? Yep.
All right.
Thanks, man.
What do you think?
Let's see if this works.
The goggles work by infinitely intensifying the amount of light, even in a dark room like this.
What does it look like? What? What do you mean?
It looks like bright sunlight in here. It's like every hole, every window. It looks like it's a bright sunny day outside. This is sick.
Thanks to the goggles, the room's aglow. But there is a drawback.
I cannot see the beams though. All I can see are the points where the beams are hitting.
But you can't see any of the beams, so that doesn't really help you much.
No, it sure doesn't. Night vision goggles to help you see the laser beams, totally busted. It actually makes it harder to get through the lasers. So what I have next is a device that what I'm going to do is stick a laser into the receiver, and hopefully I'll be able to break the beam of the existing laser system and not set off the alarm.
It's another trick from Entrapment. By shining her own lasers into the building's laser beam receptors, Catherine Zeta-Jones bypasses the laser alarm altogether.
The real difficulty with this laser substitution technique is getting his beam on the correct axis to intercept the photoreceptor. If he doesn't get it exactly in there, it's not going to make a perfect match, and the alarm's going to go off.
It's a delicate operation which fails miserably. Just lining up the new beam is enough for Tori to trigger the alarm.
Alright, let's try that again.
So for take 2, he tries coming in on an angle. And what do you know?
I think you're doing pretty good. That looks like it's pretty centered.
Cool.
Now we can rob the place. Yeah, that's awesome.
They've beaten the visible lasers, but been sprung by the infrared.
This is why you don't see laser systems anymore, because they're easy to defeat. You see the laser, you can either get around them or introduce your own laser and disarm the system.
Bulletproof
The
pizza.
delivery boy finds himself being fired upon by a shotgun. Holds his bag of pizzas in front of him, and it saves his life.
Okay, well, let's lock and load.
How's this for pizza pizzazz? The story goes that a delivery boy peppered by shotgun pellets was saved by 3 pizzas. Well, not just his pizzas. Don't forget about the warmer pack.
November Standard, pizza delivery insulating bag here with some heavy synthetic fabric, webbing, some stuffing for insulation, inside satiny kind of synthetic, 30 cardboard boxes full of 3 pizzas, that's 6 layers of cardboard. It's a lot of stuff to get through, but something tells me, little bird just tells me that it's not going to give that shotgun blast much resistance.
But that all depends on the shotgun rounds you choose. Something that's mysteriously missing from the myth.
My guess is that he would have been shot with bird shot, and that's what's in here. It's a really fine shot. Little tiny BBs, and these aren't going to have a whole lot of penetrating power, so I wouldn't be surprised if pizza will stop them sooner or later.
Bird shot into 3 pizzas. 3, 2, 1. Jamie bangs off the bird shot from 10 feet.
Dude, not a lot made it through that pizza box.
In fact, only about a half dozen BBs made it all the way through.
I don't think we can call it definitively lethal. Dangerous, yes, but I don't think we can call that a lethal hit. It seems like this actually did something useful against birdshot.
I would say so.
Another reason of a pepperoni pizza!
And that's probably what the pizza guy felt too. But what about if a badass shot buckshot, not bird shot?
These are effectively like plain old bullets, and they'll penetrate quite well.
Buckshot in 3, 2, 1.
So, how did the buckshot stack up?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They almost all of them, if not all of them, made it through.
Yeah.
With the buckshot penetrating with ease, the Mythbusters can't help but take this one to the extreme.
Both Jimmy and I are now compelled to answer the following burning question, which is, how many pizzas does it take to attain something that is totally resistant to buckshot? And that's what we're about to answer.
Call it random, but they pit 15 pizzas in 5 warmer packs against a 9-pellet buckshot blast. And Jamie's getting a real taste for it.
Boy!
They unleash pure buckshot power. But did it make it through?
Box number 1.
And what do you know? The buckshot cleared the crusts clean through to box number 5.
We gotta open this up. Pizza number 14. Oh! It stopped! 14 pizzas!
So it kind of worked. The buckshot stopped at pizza number 14. But would it sell as a bulletproof vest?
Oh, check out my new bulletproof vest, man! Oh, you came on this with me!
You know, we shoot 20 hours of material for every hour that goes to air.
Which...
I might delete these video recordings when you're watching Mythbusters.